Hey, good morning and happy Thanksgiving week. Can you believe it? Where has the year gone? And we are off to the races on this fine, dreary, rainy, and cold Monday morning, but we're doing good because look at this. Our favorite fisherman, Zach Walker, gifted 5 Crime Lines and Lies memberships. Woo! Let's get our umbrellas. Had to unmute myself. And True Crime Junkie has become a new YouTube member. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. Where did the year go? I was just bitching, it seems like yesterday, about how long the month of January drags out. Well, I tell you what's not dragging out around here, and that is what is going on with Summer Wells. My goodness. Traction. New names, new addresses, all kinds of stuff popping up. Meltdowns, people talking about pig farms. Of course, talking about Fred. Ziggy's all over it. Poor girl had a damn meltdown over the weekend. This weird email that people are really having an issue authenticating. I'm going to help you with that. We have new names in here, and Miranda is back. Mirror Camp. Thank you, girlfriend. Me love ya. Ooh, that scared me. My ice maker just dropped some ice. Cat Lady. Hey, Robin. Glad you're here. Robin had some confusion over the weekend. She thought she was blocked, and she was not. We really don't block around here. If somebody just won't give up on something, they'll get like a little, go cool off in the corner for a minute type of thing. But blocking is a very, very rare thing. So if there's any confusion, well, you know how to find me. Good morning, Connie. Glad everyone is here. Lots of stuff going on. But first, let's tell everyone good morning. Big hugs. There's a lot of stuff I missed over the weekend because, well, I was watching football. And that game yesterday between the Chiefs and the Colts about gave me a heart attack. I do what I want, send a $10 super sticker. Girl, thank you so much. You have no idea how much that means. Thank you. Let's tell everybody good morning. Radio God says, I'm blocked on lots of channels. Do you wear that as a badge of honor? Asking for a friend. I know the feeling. Not everybody likes to play in the sandbox with us. Seminole Wind says, Brooks, are you getting a cold? Little bit. The way that the weather keeps changing. I'm like wearing shorts all weekend, and then today it's like 50 degrees and all dreary. It's like Mother Nature is on the rag, man. Or she's in bad menopause. She can't figure out what to do. It's like shit or get off the pot, Mother Nature. Either turn the temp down or turn the temp up. Also, it doesn't help that we have all these damn leaves over the backyard. In Oklahoma, I don't feel bad or anything. I'm just a little sniffly. In Oklahoma, we don't get those, beautiful fall scenes that everyone sees. Or like, oh, look at the reds and the purple and the yellow. They just turn shit brown and fall on the ground. Disgusting. Lots of mold, lots of dust on them. My goodness. And yes, Susan said, YouTube, I hate the changes. YouTube, I tell you, that's one thing. YouTube, I just say it all the time. It's their platform. Nothing I can do about it. Hence why they take 30% of everything. And they are classic for fixing what is not broken. Okay, so let's get to it. A lot went on over the weekend, man. Woo! I didn't know if I was coming or going. So this morning I was sent this by a friend, and it's cut off. It's obviously a picture of a TV, and it's an email that went to Ziggy, I'm told. Okay? Because the actual email says from Hawkins County to me. I'm assuming that the me is Ziggy. That's what I've been told anyway. All right? Don't shoot the messenger. So here is a copy of the email. And it says, hang on. Now, this is on November 13th. I just kind of wonder, is someone screwing with Ziggy or what's going on? Because this isn't really framed the way that they normally interact, okay? It's really strange, and I hope someone's not out there toying with her. But as you can see on the screen, it's from November 13th. Well, that's the day all hell broke loose with Van Hill Road and this Paul and that Paul and Cody. But it says below is the last email you sent to Sheriff Lawson. I'm Detective Pruitt, and the sheriff asked me to follow up with you concerning Fred Hill. Mr. Hill has been investigated extensively, and with the timeline that has been pieced together of his activities during the time period in question, he has been ruled out as a person of interest. This includes any videos and or recordings that he makes, as in future tense. So he can go apeshit crazy on the internet and it doesn't matter to them is what they're saying. Or any statements he has made. Okay. We greatly appreciate your interest in this case and the time that you are investing in it, comma, but Fred Hill isn't who or where you should devote your time to. Okay. And it says it's from Detective Pruitt. Interesting. Don't you think? Very interesting. All right. So as I'm looking for, I already knew the phone number to TBI Find. So I called them. I sent them the email and everything. They said, well, we had no idea. So in a nutshell, so you should call Hawkins County. All right. So as I'm looking for the number, because I don't know it off the top of my head, this is what popped up, but I did find the number. You're going to hear it in a second. Tony Allen for sheriff. Look at that. Candidate profile. Look at him. He kind of looks like a baby Ronnie Lawson. And if you want to contribute, I think he's the only one running. You can Venmo him or PayPal him. Or there's a P.O. box at Churchill, Tennessee. Okay. Well, I went ahead and I took it upon myself just to call Hawkins County, as TBI said to, and this is what they told me. And I'm going to catch a lot of hell for this, so enjoy it while you can.
Hang up and dial 911. For Central Dispatch, call 423-272-7121. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. For administration, press 1. For the jail, press 2. For visitation or commissary, press 3.
I'm sorry, that number is not valid.
Thank you for calling Sheriff's Office.
Hi, my name is Brooks. Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Hi.
My friend Ange is on the phone. She's from East Tennessee. It's about the Summer Wells case. I'm sure you knew that's what it's about. There's an email floating around saying that Fred Hill is no longer a suspect, and they're saying that this is from Detective Pruitt. Can that be authenticated? Because the TBI says they know nothing about him not being a suspect.
I have not heard anything to that effect. I think that's a fake news.
Okay.
You think it's a fake email?
Yes.
Yeah, she's well, you know who it is? It's that woman that's kind of cuckoo that married Fred Hill.
Unless it comes from the TBI or the sheriff's office, it has no validity.
Well, she's got an email that she's saying from Detective Pruitt to her, and she's stating those facts, but she's not showing, the from and to.
It is fake news.
Okay, thank you so much for your help.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Have a good day.
Okay, someone in chat said, no, this actually went to his sister. I don't know. I'm the last to know everything. That's good. I keep it that way. I just couldn't figure out why they decided on November 13th to address Fred as opposed to everything that's going on. It just seemed really strange to me. Really strange. I mean, of all days, November 13th. And it just says Hawkins County to me. I don't know. No idea. So that's what two agencies have said this morning. Okay? TBI said, we have no idea, but you would have to talk to Hawkins County because, I mean, obviously, maybe something didn't get to the missing persons department at TBI. But they would have had time because this email is dated November 13th. And look, I don't want Fred to be a suspect. That's not what I'm about at all. I'm not about that at all. No way. But I mean, come on. And you've been sitting on this since November 13th? Well, look what the cat drug in. Ernie's backstage. I think he wants to talk about this a little bit. Good morning, Ernie.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Watched some football this week. Had some good food. What did you make out of this email? I mean, do they clear people in emails? I've never seen such a thing.
Okay, so no, here's what happens. So sometimes when law enforcement they get put on they get put in a corner, and they'll go back through their suspects and who they're looking at. Obviously, Fred Hill's who they're looking at, correct?
And others.
And others. Well, right now, because of the Fred Hill property or the Hill name, let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll go and they'll say, we got this suspect, we got this suspect, we got this suspect. What do we do? So it's another tactic they use. And on this right here, to be honest with you, Brooks, I think it's totally false. It came out on my live last night.
Well,
That's when everybody was celebrating.
I had two departments this morning telling me, TBI and Hawkins County. Now, let me tell you what, no one's just going to talk out their ass and say this isn't real. They might just say, can't comment. They're very good at saying can't comment because it's
if it's real, they're going to say can't comment. If it's not, and it's something totally, it's just like if you call any federal agency and you ask, hey, if it's real, pretty much they're going to say, we're not allowed to speak on this. We can't comment at this time. But if it's something fake, if you say, oh, we're found under a bridge somewhere, they're going to say, no, and they're going to actually tell you. They're going to actually give you because they don't want you going on a route that's not there anyway. So they don't want you to get off the path, like I've been saying. But, Jason Jensen, to put this out there, and notice he contacted Fred as well because he was in her chat last night. Jason Jensen is. People, Jason Jensen don't know what he's talking about, okay? And I hate to say that for another private investigator, but he does not know the facts. He does not understand. Obviously, he should know that. He's just big time private investigator, right? I'm not an investigator no more. I used to be a private investigator. I was licensed when I did it. I was licensed in 12 different states. So I'm going to tell you something. I think he's jumping the gun, and I'm going to tell you the reason I think he's jumping the gun for Jason. And I'm saying this to you. I'll debate you any day. Remember when we supposed to have him up that one time and he didn't show up? It's over this right here. Jason Jensen's all about the money, people. He's all about the money. I don't care what you all say. He's all about the fame of it. He's all about the money, and he's not going nowhere on this. And here's the fact of the matter is, I know you got Brooks has got the bombshell. She's getting ready to drop for you. And when you hear it, it's just going to be, you're automatically going to know because Hawkins County is a small sheriff's department. It's not big at all. Not big at all. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everybody's business. You all know how it is over. So when something like this is okay, so this whole department, think about this. They're local people as well, correct? Mm-hmm. They all have hearts for Summer Wells. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I know some of the officers. I know some of the chief. I know the chief. I know these people. I know these people personally. So I'm going to tell you, they do have, when it comes to Summer Wells, the workers, they're workers just like you and I. Mm-hmm. They have that heart. They want Summer Wells brought home. So I'm going to tell you, if Fred would have been cleared, I'm telling you right now, the news media would already know about it. They would already be putting it out. That'd been the number thing they done this morning. I'm telling you right now. Suspect not sought in Summer Wells. It would have been something like that. Not being looked at, but here's the thing. Law enforcement sometimes use these tactics. And they'll say, yeah, you're clear. Hey, you're cleared. You're all right. You're good. You're all right. Because you know why? You can dress that pig up. Just like what I wrote on Jason Jensen's post this morning on Facebook. Go look at it. Everybody, I made a fool out of it. You can dress that pig up. Like I said, you put the earrings on, put the lipstick on it, make the little eyelashes, put a little bow in its head, put a little fancy dress. I don't care how much you put on. You spend thousands of dollars on that pig. You got that pig dressing it up. So you set that pig down, it might sitting around the house a little bit. You open that door, guess where that pig's going? To the mud. Going back. It's going back to the filth. So same way as fishing. When you're fishing, are you all the time pulling that fish like this right here? Now you have to understand, these suspects, they're under so much scrutiny. They're under so much pressure. They're paranoid. Listen to Ziggy's live the other night. She was like, going to jail. I don't know what she's on, but she's on some funny business now. And look who her husband is, one of the meth manufacturer deals, right? So think about it. They're under all this pressure. Well, Fred's probably like, honey, I know what I can do. You've been up 3 or 4 days. You know, why do you be up 3 or 4 days? Think about it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But hang on, I got to answer some things from the chat. Sorry, you guys.
Go ahead.
Kathy Marsh said it's a personal email, not on official site or paper. It says Hawkins County. Whose personal email is going to say Hawkins County? I think somebody is screwing with somebody because
I think it's fake. Look at the message itself.
And it's not just her. There's an agent at TBI that said, no, we know nothing about that. And it's not like this just popped into someone's email over the weekend. This is from November 13th, the day. Listen to the phone call again.
Hang up and dial 911. For Central Dispatch, call 423-272-7121. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. For administration, press 1. For the jail, press 2. For visitation or commissary, press 3.
I'm sorry. That number is not valid.
Thank you for calling. Sheriff's Office.
Hi, my name is Brooks. Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My friend Ange is on the phone. She's from East Tennessee. It's about the Summer Wells case. I'm sure you knew that's what it's about. There's an email floating around saying that Fred Hill is no longer a suspect. And they're saying that this is from Detective Pruitt. Can that be authenticated? Because the TBI says they know nothing about him not being a suspect.
I have not heard anything to that effect. I think that's fake news.
Okay.
You think it's a fake email?
Yes.
Yeah, she's well, you know who it is. It's that woman that's kind of cuckoo that married Fred Hill.
Unless it comes from the TBI or the sheriff's office, it has no validity.
Well, she's got an email that she's saying from Detective Pruitt to her, and she's stating those facts, but she's not showing, the from and to.
It is fake news.
Okay, thank you so much for your help.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Have a good day.
And TBI pretty much said the same thing, that they said, call Hawkins County. Maybe they'll get a hold of us today. And I know a lot of people are thinking this is like Chicago PD or New York PD, and like you don't even know who the hell's in the next department because it's so big. These people go to church together. Their kids go to school together. And all she had to say, if there was any validity, was, well, I don't know what he emailed. I haven't heard anything about that. She's just like, nah. They hear everything about her. It's crazy.
Again, I said this last night on my live. I was like, guys, they want to throw it off so bad. Okay, so let them do smoke and mirrors. Let them do it. It still don't matter. It still don't infect. It don't infect the investigation any at all. You're still a suspect, bro. They're still going to do what they can do. You can make up all the fake stuff you want to. You can do what you want to do. But the thing about it is, police ain't always when they go fishing, they ain't always pulling you. They're going to let you loose. You got to let the fish run and get tired, or to run and go back to the same place. So here's the thing. I don't believe nothing Ziggy says. Anything that Ziggy or Fred puts out there now, I don't. And Jason Jensen, that just goes to show you why now. As soon as I start hitting Fred with all this stuff, 2 or 3 days, next TBI tip. Then she submits another TBI tip. And now it's Jason Jensen's here again. When you touch on facts, people, that's when your big players, your big sharks and stuff, they come out. But I'm telling you right now, they're all about the money. They're wanting that reward money so bad they can't stand it.
What reward money? That's gone, buddy.
Well,
that money is gone. I mean, it was never intended to be given to anyone.
So let me say this. The government. Okay, so you know what we see is reward money that used to be there and everything. They shut all that down and everything. There's still going to be reward money. If Jason Jensen finds Summer Wells, he's going to be able to start a GoFundMe, whatever the heck he wants to start, and because he's got that credentials under him. Hey, I found something. You know, I did this. You know how much attention he's going to get. Think about the financial gain. That's what I mean by it. He's going to get a lot of financial gain, and that's why they're all coming into it right now. There has to be a benefit, a gain. There has to be a gain somewhere.
Well, somebody's gaining something, and it sure isn't
exactly.
Me. And Jason Jensen, I mean, he's a nice enough guy. I think he just kind of jumped into the deep end of the pool, not knowing how long everybody's already been swimming, if you know what I mean.
He did. He didn't check it twice.
And I just want to make it clear to everybody. I see a lot of comments in here, and thank you for that, saying it was an email to 6up Media. Now, I'm not going to watch your live. I take your word for it. It wasn't Ziggy who got the email. So people are saying 6up Media got it on the 13th, and people are saying that Karen, the sister. I don't care about the recipient, okay? I don't care if Santa Claus got the email. I want to know, can it be authenticated? Is it true that they are seriously, with zero information in this case all this time, that they are flying out emails clearing people? And that's the word used. Listen, in every case I have ever followed in my life, nobody's cleared until the fat lady sings. And that's when the gavel comes down behind the bench in the courtroom. That's when you know people are cleared. Yep. Even with Michael Vaughn's case, his parents, who have nothing to do with his abduction, the police still didn't even use the word cleared. They said not a focus of this investigation, and and people have nitpicked that statement. And I'm making it very clear: they have nothing to do with Michael's case. Nothing. With his.
So let's look at this. Focus is a law enforcement term. When you say cleared, being cleared of something, that's at the end of the investigation. That's when everybody gets, you know, when you're cleared is when the case is over, when it's solved.
Well, and also, what is the email referring to? Is it referring to Summer Wells, or is it referring to Cotton Simpson? Because we know that he's been looked at for both cases.
There you go. There's so much. There's just so much with it.
I mean, let me look at it again, unless I missed something, and that's common for me. I don't see Summer or Cotton's name in here, and I don't see anything in the subject line. What case you're referring to?
I got something. Why not put the whole email up there?
I did put it up.
Like from top to finish.
Yeah, let me find it again.
Yeah, I've not seen the top. I just seen the part that she had that was cut out.
Hold on. Thunderski said Kathy the friend is in chat. Hey, Kathy, come on up. Come on up. I'd love to talk to you, Kathy, because you must be really, really, really freaking out that all this is coming out, knowing that Candace, well, was in your house. All right, let's look at this for a second, and I'm going to find that email.
Taking this real personally, and you have a whole history on this.
Problems between me and Tiffany, and you're just trying to cause problems, Benny. This is about Summer Wells.
Ziggy, this is about using your own words. Like, you are all piped up.
You're talking shit, dude.
I'm talking.
What words are you talking about?
So tell me what I've been wrong about, or tell me how you feel like I'm talking shit about you.
Talking shit? What are you talking about? 5 stories? What 5 stories? I'm waiting to hear it, Benny.
What 5 stories? What do you mean?
What you're talking about?
What do you mean 5 stories?
Hole in this community. Why are you using it for bad? Are you back on drugs now that your mom's out of town? Why are you doing this? Okay, and I'm going to say right now, we don't accuse people of being on drugs knowing that Benny has had a long row to hoe. You're back on drugs because your mom's gone. Listen, he's got a lot of people to answer to in law enforcement, and that was a low blow, in my opinion. Almost as low as when Lisa K. Ruetz went after Ernie over the weekend and said the voices in his head are telling him these things. That is disgusting. Almost as low as a blow as what Lana Westbrook did to me in this chat one day. Hurling insults does not help Summer. Okay, let me show this to you, Ernie. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the email, November 13th, Hawkins County to me. It doesn't say Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. It just says Hawkins County. That could just be how it showed up. Don't know. It says below is the last email you sent to Sheriff Lawson. Then it's got a semicolon. So I don't know why they didn't just forward the email. I don't know. I'm Detective Pruitt, and the sheriff asked me to follow up with you concerning Fred Hill. Mr. Hill has been investigated extensively. That I believe. And with the timeline that has been pieced together of his activities during the time period in question, he has been ruled out as a person of interest. This includes any videos and or recordings that he makes, as in future tense. Like he could go live today and say he did it all, but they don't care is what they're saying, or has made. We greatly appreciate your interest in this case and the time that you are investing in it. Because, you know, they love the public's help and they encourage that, correct? They love when we step in their Kool-Aid. They love it. Bullshit. But Fred isn't who or where you should devote your time to. Thank you, Detective Pruitt. Now, I don't see in this email who it's addressed to, like, Dear Sue, Dear Ernie. I don't know. And I don't know what case they're referring to, because I heard that he was pulled in about Cotton Simpson as well. And there's some other things going on. What case are we talking about?
Mm-hmm. So
what's it on?
Here's something too. Have you ever seen, pull that back up there just 1 second, Brooks. Can you zoom it in, or can you zoom it in? There we go. Now go up to the date.
No, 13th.
Okay. November the 13th. Now that's perfectly straight, right? Can you, that's as far as it zooms in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look at that, pull it down a little bit.
Okay.
So let's say this. Okay, I'll get to read it now and see. So notice it don't say Dear so-and-so. And go back up to the semicolons. Let me look at that real close.
It's right there. This is where it starts. Below is, and that could just be the way it was cropped. I don't know.
The semicolon. Okay, so you sent to Sheriff Lawson. Below is the last email you sent to Sheriff Lawson. Okay. I'm Detective Pruitt, and the sheriff asked me to follow up with you concerning Fred Hill. It does not give anything out about anything. Now, let me say this. Now, I'm not going to say this happened, okay? Because I could be wrong on this. Let's say that email does exist. Let's just say the date has been cropped and put there. Think about that.
I don't know, but ICU had a question. Does anyone else have an email from Hawkins County to compare it to? I do, but it wasn't personally sent to me. It was a forward from somebody else, and there was an email signature with their address, their phone number, the email that it originally came from. It doesn't look anything like this.
Well, also, in the bottom of it, when the sheriff's department sends you something that's official, they have to put their little stamp on it, their date, their people, their name. They sign it. They put the name on it. That's what it say at the bottom, the end of it.
Well, and I've never heard of an investigator detective, anybody, however you want to say it, that says, like basically keep up the good work to the public kind of thing. And then say that any video, basically anything he has said or says in the future, they don't care about. This includes any videos and or recordings that he makes / has made. That's very vague. What are you talking about? So you're telling me if he goes live right now and he spills all kinds of shit that they don't care about it? No, I'm not understanding this. I mean, when I say this makes no sense, I mean it makes no sense. But Helen, girlfriend, thank you so much for the super sticker. You are a godsend. Thank you, my friend. You guys and your passion for these cases. Tell you what, you guys are absolutely amazing. And this isn't, Ziggy's email. So nobody needs to be going after Ziggy. I'm sure she's happy about the email. But like I said, at 8:06 this morning, I spoke to TBI. Anybody that wants my call log, you're more than welcome to it. And then I spoke to Hawkins County because they were like, well, you might want to talk to them. They have the email. I know for a fact it's been sent to them. So somebody's going to follow up on this. Somebody.
And again, too, because let's think about it. It puts all kind of scrutiny. It puts a lot of scrutiny, too.
Hey, Benny, how you doing this morning?
Hey, brother.
Brooks? Hey, Ernie.
Smode, what's up, brother? I see you got my message.
I did. I was still laying in the bed, and wow, we're having a crazy storm, and I was just listening to the storm, and then I actually had got a text from Justin telling me kind of a little bit of a paraphrase about what's going down. So the email is not real?
Well, that's up to interpretation. But I called TBI and Hawkins, and they both are saying they have zero idea where this came from.
Okay, so Benny, all this stuff ever since we pretty much ever since this live right here, Benny, everything has been unfolding. When you called Ziggy out, all this, that's when I think she went just manic, and they're scrambling. They're not swimming, they're drowning, and they're throwing anything and everything out. Look, there was the TBI tip, another TBI tip, and now this. Think about it. And now Jason Jensen has bit a hold of it. He called Fred last night. He's confirming it. Everything. He's making Fred to be a credible person out on his Facebook right now. So I called him out, and everybody's going pretty much what I said about Jason anyways. And now Brooks calls, and she's got the recording. Can you play that recording? He just got up, didn't hear it.
Yep.
I'm really sorry, Miss Brooks.
For what? No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. And
okay.
by the way, Benny, I just want to tell you that I know we've had some, swipes at each other over the years, but I just want to say that I really appreciate everything you do for this little girl.
Thank you, Miss Brooks.
And I get the method to your madness now, and I'm not calling you crazy. It's just okay. And it made my heart sink the other day when I heard Ziggy throw that at you. I mean, that was below the belt. And I know that I understand it was a very heated thing going on, and you probably don't want to relive it, but it was a very hurtful thing to hear. Cat OG said, so Pruitt borrowed Hawkins County email instead of his own to email 6 Up Media. What a crock of crap in my opinion.
I was getting ready to say something about that too, but now supposedly that is official. But here's the thing. Think about how small Hawkins County is. Everybody is local people. Like I said before, if somebody was cleared, and they would never use the word clear, like I said, they would never use the word clear. If somebody was cleared, everybody would know it, and especially the person you called just now, being a part of the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, that would be the biggest news running around in there, because that's the biggest case in Hawkins County.
So
think about it.
I never saw any of this stuff. It kind of unfolded after I already went to bed. But I did get up like around 5:30 when the storm started, and I was just kind of strolling through, and I saw some screenshots of the email itself, but I never saw the Hawkins County drop down, right? I never saw it come from, it just said Hawkins County up there with like no profile picture, and I looked at that and initially thought, well, that's kind of strange because I don't know if they showed the email address drop down anywhere. Did they show that?
This is all I have that's on the screen, Benny. And it almost makes me wonder, see, it says it's November 13th. So why on November 13th, when shit was boiling over, did they reach out to whoever? Six Up, Fred's sister, whoever it went to? Because all I see on here is me. I'm hearing a lot of different things. But the November 13th is very interesting to me. It almost makes me wonder if someone's not screwing with Ziggy.
I would say that's a very real possibility, but for me to legitimize this email, you have to see the Hawkins County drop down, right? I can
The
make
drop
one right
down is
now
gonna
that
be,
said, you know, Barney the purple dinosaur. And if you don't hit the drop down, it could look like it's, you know, really from Barney the purple dinosaur. So,
right. And the
and I,
drop down is
you
going to
know,
have
in my
the
opinion,
HCSO.
I
It's going
think
to have
that
the
if this was a
HCSO.
legitimate email from Detective Pruitt, it would have a profile picture.
Yes.
Well,
I
and
don't
also
know.
I can compare it to another email from Hawkins County, but it wasn't addressed to me. It has someone else's name in it, so I don't feel it would be appropriate to put it up. If this
Fair
person
enough.
says it's okay, then I will. But it doesn't look anything like this.
No.
Yeah,
And it's also about 2 sentences basically telling you it's not your fucking business type of thing in nice words. And then at the bottom, it's addressed and it's got Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, phone number, address, and it's got some sort of like emblem at the bottom.
right. It'll have a legal disclaimer at the bottom, basically saying that, you know, this email is for you and only you, and, you know, yada, yada, yada. And then it'll have Detective Pruitt's name. You know, it's an email header, basically, that's at the end of the email that has all of the legal garb to it. So, yeah, I would say that it looks very suspect. And I was hoping that, you know, for defense of Fred and Ziggy, I was really hoping that we would be able to get a drop down of that email to show that it's from a org or a tn.com, you know, whatever it is. I don't even know what their drop down is, but you know, I'm guessing this is just hawkinscounty@gmail.com, and they don't use Gmail, right?
It's probably going to be a
Without that drop
HCSO.gov.
down, this is really nothing. It's a nothing burger.
Well, I mean, I had a lot of stuff about it overnight, and I'm like, well, come on, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. So, being the nosy ass I am, I called TBI. They were like, no, we know nothing about this. And they didn't even have to ask me who Fred was. No. But they were like, no. They said you could try reaching out to, and this is before I even saw the November 13th. So, I mean, we're going on weeks here of this floating around, but we just saw it yesterday.
Well, I think that it's definitely very interesting with all of the new events, minus Ziggy's tip at 10:56 or 57 the other morning, and now this clearance, this supposed clearance of Fred.
Well, and Lisa Boo said, Brooks, Fred's sister sent the email to Six Up. That's why it looks like that. Karen forwarded it to her. Well, then it would be from Karen to Six Up on November 13th, not from Hawkins County to whoever.
Bingo.
Okay, we lost Benny, so he'll pop back up. So I'll put that back, and then there he is. It says device is not connected. Okay, let me play.
I got a call. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. Okay, so here's the video.
Okay.
Hang up and dial 911. For Central Dispatch, call 423-272-7121. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. For administration, press 1. For the jail, press 2. For visitation or commissary, press 3.
I'm sorry. That number is not valid.
Thank you for calling.
Sheriff's Office.
Hi, my name is Brooks. Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Hi.
My friend Ange is on the phone. She's from East Tennessee. It's about the Summer Wells case. I'm sure you knew that's what it's about. There's an email floating around saying that Fred Hill is no longer a suspect. and they're saying that this is from Detective Pruitt. Can that be authenticated? Because the TBI says they know nothing about him not being a suspect.
I have not heard anything to that effect. I think that's fake news.
Okay.
You think it's a fake email?
Yes.
Yeah, she's well, you know who it is. It's that woman that's kind of cuckoo that married Fred Hill.
Unless it comes from the TBI or the sheriff's office, it has no validity.
Well, she's got an email that she's saying from Detective Pruitt to her, and she's stating those facts, but she's not showing, the from and to.
It is fake news.
Okay, thank you so much for your help.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Have a good day.
Let me say something on this too also. And the reason they do that, each one of them have separate emails, but it all comes from the sheriff's office. Like she's saying, it would say HCSO on it. And the reason why is because all emails are audited. Everybody gets that email. That way there's no fishy business, no under table business going. You agree on that, Benny?
Yeah, I would agree, not knowing the whole infrastructure on how they pass stuff around. However, I think that it's very interesting that this lady, who I don't want to say generically has a position with TBI, because I think even if you're someone who answers the phone and take tips.
No, this is from Hawkins County.
This is from Hawkins. Oh, yikes. I got knocked off and didn't hear that. Yeah, that's.
They're right there. That's gold right there. They say, video's gold, guys. I mean, that's
I think that's much one step better. Because I was in my mind trying to think, how does TBI? Okay, I didn't hear the Hawkins County part.
Well, I would think even if it was TBI, I would think between November 13th and today is the 24th of November, they would know that Fred is off the table.
Yeah, and I guess not knowing how the email got to wherever it was released from, which is Fred's sister, right?
I've heard Fred's sister. I've heard Ziggy. I've heard 6 Up Media. I don't know. The recipient to me is not important. It's the email that clear as day says any videos he has made or makes in the future, they don't care about, and that he's been cleared. Okay.
Yeah. I think to me, to me, where it came from would be kind of interesting to know, because why would they email it to? Because I heard it was from his sister, and I don't want to pass around misinformation.
Well, again, I don't really care who it went to.
Right.
I think it's creepy as hell that Pruitt would take time out of his day to clear Fred Hill to his sister or to a YouTube creator. A wife would make sense, maybe, but they're usually not that handy with information, especially in a case like this.
Or even just Fred himself, right, Brooks? Like he would be able.
I'm saying it went. Yeah. I'm saying Ziggy's got her hands in all of this 100,000%.
And that everyone has an opinion. I just think that it did happen. The timing was very strange. You've got all this, and now you've got a tip, and now all of a sudden, bam, Fred's clear. Without having all of the things in an email that we know come in an email from any law enforcement, or heck, it doesn't even have to be law enforcement, any professional business, there's going to be that disclaimer at the bottom of the email, right? So,
and I don't think it was cropped or what. I don't have the original email. So in all fairness, I do not know. But let's just say that Fred is 100% innocent. He has nothing to do with June 15th, 2021. And God, I hope so. I really do, because there's already too many creeps around Summer, okay? Yeah. This makes him look worse. So whoever's trying to protect Fred has made it worse on Fred.
Yeah, definitely, in terms of the public eye, and for public consumption, right? I just, it doesn't make any sense to me, because Ziggy, and again, just looking at context clues around the internet, Ziggy seems surprised. Just let me put it that way. There's almost this surprise aspect of it. Well, oh, look, now Fred Fred's cleared or he's innocent or whatever they're running around saying. To me, there wasn't the confidence. Now all of a sudden she has a confidence, right? And yeah, and I think that with some of the things that I saw her, the conversation she partook in on Ernie's, that definitely wasn't just a, hey, I'm tired of all this. Was a venom from Ziggy that I'd never seen before. I'd never seen that level of venom.
Right.
Now, right? So I don't know. It almost seems like if it did come from over on that side, that it had a real motivator behind it.
But there's no way you could say on November 13th, I want everyone to follow me on this. November 13th is the day of the search. They're still breaking down everything they searched. So how could they send out an email with an ongoing new investigation, an ongoing search, and say, oh, he's cleared? How? You just started searching.
Well, see, and something else too, everybody. Just yesterday, or when was it, Benny? Was it yesterday, day before yesterday? Ziggy sends out a new tip. We don't know what that tip is. Nobody knows anything, but she also provides it. Listen, she provides an email. There's an email then. The next day, there's another email. Think about where this is going, Benny.
Yeah, I mean, one could certainly think, oh wow, well, whatever this tip is that Ziggy submitted is the very thing that cleared Fred.
And here's the thing. I mean, I get Ziggy's vantage point because she's married to him. Why is it so important to clear Fred? We're talking about Summer.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Blue Bella, thank you for being a member for the last 2 months. Me love you long time.
Those words right there, that hits hard. That goes to show you, hey, you knew how long have you known this guy? You yourself was suspect of him before you married him. You was the one that wanted it. You went, you had the secret video and all that with him and all that when it's on a live, as a matter of fact. And now, just a few years later, you love him. I understand that. I understand you're wanting to protect him and all that. But then you go and say, I want to clear Fred. Well, what about Summer? Like you just said, Brooks, that right there hits.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when you also hear Ronnie Lawson, and he's where the buck stops, in my opinion, right? So when you hear him say, everyone's still a person of interest, yada, yada, yada. To me, for them to even suggest momentarily that Fred has been air quotes cleared would, if you read the context clues, means that they have something of evidentiary value that's worth them being able to say Fred isn't a suspect, right? And I sure hope that they would play their cards closer to their vest. So my vote is that it's BS.
Okay. Terry Southern Girl said Ziggy was really, really mad that they had held on to this information for 10 days and not sent it to Fred. I'd be really, really mad that it didn't go to Fred.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And like Benny said, I'm saying this is either Ziggy or herself doing this. It's satire or it's a troll. That's all I'm saying.
And I could see people just for the hell of it screwing with Ziggy. She's not doing well. Okay. She's not handling things.
You're right.
And there's no way in hell the day that they, investigated and released to the public, WJHL, Knoxville, Nashville, Nick Barris is talking about it. I mean, everybody's talking about it except for Dawn and Candace. Keep that in mind. They don't want to talk about it. Keep that in mind. And when people say, Brooks, Dawn and Candace can't say nothing, Brooks, you're so stupid, because Brooks, they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. Well, I'd rather be damned if I don't. How about that? I'd rather step out and say something.
Oh, I agree. It's a very interesting turn of events anyhow.
For real. Okay, now I'm going to get back to this, and then we'll talk about the email in a second, because I think some more stuff's going to come through on it here in a minute.
My mom is downstairs, and all of a sudden, because it's not, can you mute her for mute her for a minute.
Hold on, guys. Wait a minute. Ziggy, wait.
One at a time. It has to be about drugs and this and that.
By the way, guys, we have some really, really cool creators in here today. We have True Crime Beat. Please subscribe to her. We have Unlock Your Reality up on the screen. That's Ernie. We have Benny. We have Justin in chat. Give them a view. Give them a sub. You know, share the love.
So let me say something about, with Justin and his show. His show has really evolved. I've been watching a lot about him and even other cases he's doing. Tremendous work, actually listening to the people. And that's something I've started adapting in my show as well. Very, very, very thorough. And that's what it takes in these things. He ain't just hitting on it, but he really goes down into detail in it. So, hey, man, hats off to you. Props to you, Justin, man. You're doing great with that.
Hey, hats off to all the people that are doing the things for the right reasons. I'm telling you. And we know there's some that aren't. I don't leave. That's just not entertaining to me. It's just not. It's just not.
Well, Brooks, it goes against who? What I can't understand is you got this investigator, Jason Jensen, who's a nice guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's been on television shows. He's had some high cases and he's done well. Why would you just jump into something and dive into the bottom of the barrel without doing? I just don't understand. And then post on your Facebook. I don't think he understands how many people watch him and look at him and they confide in him. And when you're putting somebody like Fred Hill and you're saying, oh, this is it, you're taking this email, man, if that comes back, can you imagine the backlash if that's wrong? That this man, I mean, he pretty much, he's putting his credibility, he's putting his worth on the line. He's putting his character on the line doing this. I just don't understand that. As a former private investigator myself, I don't understand. I would have never done that.
I don't get it either. There's a lot of people that seem to forget that they have a reputation to uphold before they open their mouth. And I guess I'm being a hypocrite because I've done it before. Justin said, Fred's sister doesn't like Fred, correct? And that is...
Sorry, I keep getting knocked off. This is a pretty bad storm. I'm going to jump down and just listen to you guys from down below.
Hey, and by the way,
Benny, I'll talk to you later, brother. Thank you, brother.
Benny, thanks for sending that storm to me. It's coming up towards Tulsa. He just gave me a thumbs up, like, okay.
Well, let me say this. I'm on the mountain, and if it comes up here, I'm dry. Benny, don't send it this way.
Thanksgiving storms. But no, you're right, Justin. Fred's sister, from what I've always heard, unless she's in the Thanksgiving holiday mood and loves her bubby all of a sudden, she's not a big old fan of Fred the newlywed. Casey K. Panel didn't 6 Up put out the email. That's my understanding. I didn't watch the show, and I just think it's crazy. And if someone is playing games, they're gonna feel really, really bad, because this is the little girl we're talking about. The little girl that didn't have clean underwear that day and wore jeans to church. Look at your
wow. And go ahead.
That is heartbreaking.
That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. That's pitiful. It's heartbreaking. I mean, I lost what I was going to say when I seen that, because I haven't seen that in a long, long time. That right there brought back a lot of memories.
She just never had a chance in life. And so I did have, some comments. That's okay. I love them. Keep them coming. Said, are you going to apologize to Dawn and Candace? For what? For what?
I don't see no email saying they're like
If anybody's going to fabricate an email, it'd be them, wouldn't you think?
I've yet to see an email on them yet. I'll keep watching here. Brooks, are you sure you don't have one back in your, maybe in the spam folder? Maybe you need to check. Maybe there's one we missed.
Oh, yeah, I never thought about that. Let me check my spam. Maybe it's floating around in there. Dawn and Candace didn't do nothing.
So, but Benny hit on something. That drop down menu. Okay, so let me show you how I'm familiar with the Kingsport and how Kingsport works, because when I was in Sullivan County, when I was the chief of Sullivan County, law enforcement officers, detectives, they usually have about 3 or 4 detectives per department, per department. And everything these detectives have to do, guess what? They still have to go through the sheriff. So on one part of the email, it does say the sheriff asked me to contact you. Now, to use the official Hawkins County Sheriff's Office email, think about this, folks. That drop down, it would say PER, person. It'd have the little marks in it and everything, and it would say HCSO dot whatever, whether it's gov, whether it's .org, it would have all that. It would have that number in it. That number is who forwarded it to the sheriff, and in the main organization, which is the sheriff's department, would put it out there to people. That way they can be audited. See, say if I'm a detective and I'm using my personal email, which you do get a personal email, but everything's forwarded over to the sheriff's department when like anything comes out that's pertinent like that. So think about that. So they would automatically have HCSO on it. So we need to clear all this up. Let's see the drop down and let's compare it, because I've got something from Detective Pruitt back in Predator Hunter Nation. I'd have to get with Tina and have her pull that, because she's got the email. She's Predator Hunter Nation at gmail.com. Because remember when I told you that the TBI wanted to work with us, and it was Detective Pruitt. He also called me too, but I think he may have sent an email as well. And he was like, oh, well, I don't think it's going to go that route, because we was going to have cameras in the vehicle on Candace. But yes, there was a lot to that with that. But we got to see the drop down. The drop down is going to tell it all.
Yeah, or call him up. Call him up. He's been recorded before. I mean, you could clearly tell it was his voice when Andy Bernard called him, and he told him, don't believe anything Fred says. And that kind of negates all the memes that we see. Fred said. And he said, no, I don't have anything to talk to you about. He's a very gruff person. And this almost sounds like a Hallmark card, the way it's written. It's very head petty. You know what I mean? It's very, oh, you have nothing to worry about. And if this email went to 6 Up Media on November 13th, because I don't know, that is really odd, because she has zero dog in this hunt. And she said on this panel last week, she grabbed the link and came up and she said, I don't do true crime. I don't care about true crime. So why on the day of a very, 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 very major search did she decide to delve into it? I don't get it. Right. Now, what we have to watch, how is the narrative and the script going to change after this? Mark my words, I'm going to get a lot of mud flung at me. And that's okay, because I want the truth.
What is the sheriff's department right off the bat? Let me see if his phone will pick up here. I don't know. We'll do it on live.
Okay, Miss Chewy said it went to Fred's sister. Again, the date is weird to me. Why on the day? Nobody knew that this was going on. Nobody knew about an investigation, a search, or anything like
that. Don't you have a past of drugs too? Because you the one seems like you're twitching all out on the internet, sweetie. You're up all night, like wandering around in a room.
You were just talking good about Fred like a couple weeks ago. Now all of a sudden you
now all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of new stuff.
Oh, sure. What? About Fred? Sure. What?
Ziggy, what? Hold on now. Pipe down.
It's just lies.
You got it's lies?
Causing fucking bullshit.
Pipe down, Ziggy. Just wait a minute.
Everybody.
Down.
Hey, Ziggy, right? Let him talk, and then you can answer.
Why did Fred tell Ernie?
He text me. He doesn't care. He wants to.
I don't. Yeah, I'm very careful about having contact with people in my real life. I don't want to invite you. Listen, Ziggy. I don't want to invite tarot card readers into my real life, sweetheart. That's the honest God truth of it.
How long ago was that I did that? Have I done it?
Okay, I want to make this clear. Yeah, I love that. Pop down, pop down, pop down. Let's see. Someone asked, is the email fake? That's right now a matter of interpretation, because Pruitt is a public official. There'd be no reason to hide his email. So, I mean, time will tell. It would be a really, really weird email for a detective to send out the day of a very active search in a very active investigation. And I know all the people that say Summer's case is cold. No. They're just not telling us anything. Aunt Sherry said, if true, Fred would have been notified. Yeah. Really?
So why listen to me? You're really showing your cards here, Ziggy. And no pun intended. What do you mean it has to? My mom is out of town, and so I'm on drugs, and that's why I'm telling the truth about you. What are you talking about, Ziggy?
Why are you acting like all of a sudden?
No. You're not gonna skate out of this, Ziggy. You're not gonna skate out of this.
Okay.
My mom is out of town, so I'm on drugs, right?
Well, I don't know. You obviously.
No, you seem to know. You and Donna Serafina got all the answers, baby. You seem to know.
You're not.
So pipe down.
Jesus.
Settle down.
No, we could have had you could have called me.
Listen, Ziggy.
I
Listen.
would have had a conversation with you. I would have gone to a table with you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's a lot of, I can't keep it straight. Italian Cookie said everyone else is peripheral. Kind of, sort of. Let's focus on Candace and Donnie. And I totally agree with that. Because my first thing is, let's say somebody from the Van Hill Road address. And from everything I'm reading, I don't think it's Paul or his wife. Okay. But obviously on 27 acres, that's not something you're going to search in a day, search in a weekend. You're going to come across in a year. It just seems like something is going on that maybe Paul and his wife didn't know about. The question is, with all of the activity that Candace had going on the 15th, and all of the activity on the 14th, as in CPS, we need to see Summer and do a body map. That was said to Clyda Trent. Firing Dudley, all of that. How, with all this chaos, crazy chaos going on, did somebody know when Candace was going to be home on June 15th, 2021, and get up there undetected and grab Summer? If they were just looking for a kid, Josie, Waylon, and Wyatt were home alone all day long. But they just happened to get there when Candace and Grandis get home, and they decide to play Martha Stewart out there planting succulents or whatever the hell that shit is. And then they grab Summer without anyone noticing. There's got to be a connection, and they will eventually name a suspect, and then the connection is going to, well, as Don B said, the shit's going to hit the fan. The shit's going to hit the fan. And the dogs are not on vacation. The dogs were not on vacation. The dogs probably knew the person that came up on the property. Hence why they didn't give a shit. We've seen them go crazy when other people show up on the property. Crazy. Because they don't know those people.
Ziggy, pipe down.
Because you're fucking trying to accuse them. This is serious to us, Benny.
Why is it so serious?
Because this is our life.
It's what? It's your life?
Work with fucking law enforcement.
You chose this life.
Well, it is their life.
Oh.
Hey, Ernie.
I got it. I just talked to him. I got it.
Okay.
Ready? Hold on a second. Let me play this for you all. You know, sometimes these people just, they don't understand, do they? So I contacted, Ronnie, Detective Pruitt was actually walking by when this happened. Now, hold on a second here. Let me get this. You know what? It'd be like trying to figure this stuff out by myself. It's 1 minute, 33 seconds. You can hear it right here. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
You're calling the Hawkins County.
Second, right here it goes.
Calling the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. This is an emergency. Please hang up and dial 911. Central Dispatch, call 423-27.
already knew the extension thing. Yes, ma'am. You sent me back there to Detective Pruitt, and I think it just went right straight to voicemail. He's probably not in right now. I don't know if he's in or not. I did leave my name and the number for him to give me a call back. I just want to, there's a big internet presence about the Summer Wells case right now, and you probably heard about it, about them clearing Fred Hill. And I'm thinking, it's just a bunch of satire because they didn't show the drop-down menu because, with the detectives.
I think it's a scam.
You think it's a scam?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just got a call. Did you not say the email was a scam?
That's Sheriff Pruitt right there. Okay, thank you. That's Detective Pruitt. I've worked around with Hawkins County before, and I'm just trying to cut this off before anything ever happens with it. You know what I'm saying? Before it gets out there, because right now, guess what? It's a money laundering scam, is what it is. Because they're making money off of these poor people. That's what it is. They're making money off this poor missing girl, and that ain't right.
Right.
I appreciate you all. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you for service. There you go. Detective Pruitt was back there in the back.
I heard him loud and clear.
There you go. There you go.
Now you need to put that on your channel as a short. And how are they going to deny this?
Because they can't deny that. They can't deny. I know Detective Pruitt. I've been around with Hawkins County Sheriff's Department dealing with the Summer Wells case. I don't like to deal with Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, but that proves right there that she even looked back there and asked him. She said, "You did say that was a." There you go, people. So remember, people, your eyes and your ears have deceived you. That's your ears, okay? On your God-given hearts will lead you. That's a fact. I'm out of here, Brooks. I've got to go. I've got a thing going with my curriculum with human trafficking and stuff. I appreciate that. Teaching against child predators. Have fun.
All right. You have a good one. You be safe, okay, buddy?
Yep.
All right. Mic drop, everybody. Can we have a hand of applause for Ernie, Benny, Justin, everybody in the Summer Wells Army that is not going to stop until the truth is told. And that includes all of you. And if anybody wants my phone call, Ernie's phone, well, I'm not going to speak for Ernie. Anybody wants to use my phone call, you are welcome to do it. I will make it public here as soon as this show is over.
Ziggy?
Okay, but I'm married to him now, Benny. I understand.
No, no, I get it, and I hope that it's I hope that it's in you.
because I'm Fred's wife.
Because what?
Because I'm Fred's wife, you can harass us? Is that what you're saying? You're just playing games, dude.
I'm playing games.
It's real. No, what? Ask the real questions. Talk about Summer Wells.
I'm on drugs because my mom's out of town, right? Okay, Ziggy.
Okay.
Try again, Ziggy. Now check this out.
Why are
Hey,
you
Ziggy.
erratic? Why are you fucking talking?
Erratic? What are you talking about? You are screaming and hollering. What are you?
You're putting posts up about Fred Lane.
Ziggy, how come you and Fred, listen.
Okay, I pinned the call if anybody wants to use it, and then Ernie will put his out. And I have a feeling there's going to be a few others because that lady's like, I just had a call about this. Pruitt's walking by saying, bull to the shit, bull to the shit. Because, old Pruitt don't talk that way. And this sounded like a weird ass way for anybody in law enforcement to talk to just somebody about clearance of a suspect on the day that they're investigating a major tip.
Ziggy, how? Hey, Ernie, please, I have a question, and she's not gonna let me get my question in, bro.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Why did you and Fred, hold on. Why did you and Fred, Ziggy, please stop. Let me get one question in, please. Why did you, golly.
Ziggy, let him ask his question and I'll let you answer.
you set this up. This whole
Set this up.
No. Hold on,
How
Ziggy.
did
Go
I
ahead,
set
Benny.
this up?
Ask
Why
the
did you and
question,
Fred
Benny.
give Ernie the information about Cody Compton and send him out there on that? That's my question.
could set him up to put him on camera here with Benny. Benny could always ask us.
No. You heard my question, Ziggy. Why did you and Fred give Ernie the Cody Compton information? What does that have to do with any of it?
What are you talking? There's a Cody Compton that lives right there around the 3500.
You aren't answering my question. They are at Fred. Listen, they're at Fred.
Candace hasn't posted them on her
How come you're not talking about Cody Compton then, but you want Ernie to talk about him?
I'm talking about Cody Compton right now. What are
No,
you
you're screaming. No one can hear anything you're saying,
What are
Ziggy.
you talking about, Benny? Why do you talk about something that's dangerous?
What's that now?
We don't want to talk about anything dangerous. Ernie's the one that wanted to take it on. That's what.
That reminds me of a movie on Lifetime from years ago. I think it had one of the chicks off of 90210 on it. And it was like, Mother, may I sleep with danger. Mother, may I sleep with danger. Mother, may I sleep with danger. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. Then stay the fuck out of it. Stay out. Hell, your state's away. Just stay out of it. If they need you, promise, they'll get a hold of you. They will get a hold of you. Now, when all of this simmers down, the connections are going to come forward, and that's really going to trip a few people out.
We weren't going to talk about it. Fred,
What's dangerous about it?
He's Bible lords. Benny, you don't know these people.
Listen.
The vice lords, that's not somebody I'd want to deal with. Hell no. Hell no. And who invited the vice lords to her email? The one and only Lisa K. Ruitz. To do what? Discuss if their feelings were hurt about Ernie talking about them. I'll be damned. I thought I'd heard it all. Matter of fact, I even made some Vice Lord t-shirts for Lisa K. Ruitz. Kat put gang tats on her so she'll fit in with the crowd a little better. Because I don't think Lisa K. Ruitz is going to be able to speak with these Vice Lords about what? Cats and quilts and how much she hates Ernie and how she likes to send children's pictures to prisoners? Really? And by the way, that post is still up. Y'all go vote on what t-shirt, because like I said, pen pals need love too. All right? Or that song back of the day, Samantha Fox, naughty girls need love too. Lisa K, pen pals need love too. Okay? But she did. She threw her fucking email out there. She wants the Vice Lords of East Tennessee to contact her to talk about their feelings and what Ernie said about them. Okie doke.
Why is it dangerous to Fred if Cody Compton has nothing to do with it? Why is it dangerous to Fred?
Okay, Benny, stop.
No, answer the question, Ziggy.
What do you mean? He's on. How do we know if he's involved or not? What are you talking about?
You want Ernie to talk about Cody Compton. Meanwhile,
we don't want him to talk about him. He wants to talk about him.
You're fired up. You are piped up, Ziggy. Are you on drugs, Ziggy?
Are you? Do I need to call your probation officer? This is bullshit.
Look, we don't need to be calling probation officers. Okay, let them do their job. Some of these people get a little too phone happy. You know, they Google a phone number and the next thing you know, they're the all-knowing. I mean, yeah, I've made some phone calls. And we have found out from 2 different phone calls and probably more to come out today, that poor woman that's answering the phone at Hawkins County and the poor TBI. We're going to hear more today that this, no, we heard it from Pruitt himself.
You're not supposed to be on here.
No, I am supposed to be on here, honey.
Fucking no, dude.
Yes, I am.
No, you're banned from YouTube. I was here. Do you not fucking remember?
That was bond conditions. I am no longer on bond.
But you're banned from YouTube.
Call him then, Ziggy.
No, I'm not going to call him, but there's a reason.
Then why would you
there.
threaten it? I got the thumb on the pulse, I think.
Threatening, I'm responding to your bullshit, Benny. What the fuck?
Whoa.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, Ziggy?
I'm pissed. This is my life.
Are you afraid that someone else is going to buy the rights to it? Like, what are you doing, lady?
You do not care.
You going to call my probation officer? That's what you want to do?
No, I'm not.
Sure. Call him up. Why? Because Benny's using his phone. Cool. You gonna tell the probation officer Benny's mom's out of town? That's basically, I'm sorry to tell y'all, that's called a threat. I'm not B, said Lisa K. Can you tell me what the color is? Is Lisa K in here? Because Lisa, you always have an open invitation to come up and tell us all how fucking stupid we are. Normally you hang out and just chats. And then you say that you have groundbreaking news that you put out that everybody goes, okay, thanks for the vanilla ice cream with no fucking fudge and sprinkles. But hey, you do you, girlfriend.
I'm going to call your probation. You know I wouldn't.
So you just threaten, no, I don't, because you called the police on me before trying to get them to put a case on me.
I was the only one to apologize to you. I apologized to you, and I felt fucking bad.
You know how many times someone has fucked me over on the internet, okay? And then they will say, but at least I admitted it. At least I told you what I did to you. And I'm just sitting there going, have I lost a lot of brain cells? Okay, now, I mean, I love me a good beer, but did it kill that many brain cells? Mermaid in a wine glass pulled that shit on me. She set up a whole text chat with people that had nothing else to do than talk about me. God, I feel bad for them. Could you imagine having nothing else to do but talk about me? She goes, at least I told you about it, though. At least I'm doing the right thing by telling you. And I'm like, thanks. You win a participation ribbon. Two Boston moms. What's up, girlfriend? I saw your post today on the Facebook. Good job with your team. I tell you what, we had some nail biters over the weekend too. And by the way, you looked gorgeous as always. All right, I'm going to put the link back down. At least I told you. Okay.
So now I'm on drugs and you're going to call my probation officer.
Huh?
So now tonight I'm on drugs, my mom's gone, and you're going to call my probation officer.
Okay, I was told that your mom.
How about I call Fred's probation officer? Would you like that?
Oh, the people already have.
No, I haven't.
It's not you.
And you know I got a way with words, baby.
You're not doing
I
anything
got a
wrong.
real way with words, baby.
Oh.
Don't threaten me, queen. So
It doesn't
look.
matter. He's not doing anything wrong, Benny. That's what you don't get. When you're not doing anything wrong, there's nothing to worry about.
Exactly, Ziggy.
Okay, I'm pissed because you're insinuating stuff that's
No,
not
you're
real.
venomous. You are past pissed.
Yes,
You are
I am.
venomous.
Because you're coming
Why?
up with bullshit because you're trying to freaking
Tell me, okay,
reality.
just pipe down for a minute. What has actually been bullshit, though? Tell me which part.
You're accusing us of something because we freaking talked to something up to Ernie about privacy.
What am I accusing you of?
Put it out. That's not on us.
Ziggy, what am I accusing you of? Just tell me that.
On my channel before he even put it out. I even said watch Ernie's later.
Ziggy, what am I accusing you of?
Oh yeah, you're not accusing of anything. You were just saying something about Friday.
No, you just said I'm a baby. You are all over the place, honey.
Well,
Just settle down. Settle down.
You told me you were going to be professional. This was a trick. You tried to trick me to get.
You are screaming. I've been very professional, Ziggy.
Okay. So.
I've been very professional. I've kept my calm and cool with you. You said I'm on drugs. My mom's out of town. Now you're going to call my probation officer. I'm not supposed to be on the internet.
Insult. That's such a horrible insult. Your mom.
In all fairness, I'd be unhinged too, but being the proper wife that I am, I wouldn't be on the internet. I'd be taking it straight out on my husband. Like, oh my God, I married you and all this shit's going on. Fuck you, motherfucker. You're walking to the Dollar General by yourself tonight to get spaghetti. Fuck you. Yeah, I'd be taking it out on him, not on Benny and not on Ernie. It's not either one of their faults. that they're searching Fred's property, Fred's family's property. Sorry, I said it wrong. But she's sitting there, and supposedly Fred's too sick to do talk to text. No, I'd be railing his ass. Prayer Garden said Ziggy gets nice after Benny asked her if she wanted him to call Fred's parole officer. For real. For real. That's when we take a big old gulp of somewhat sanity.
Southtown. Big fucking deal. Let's go to the topic. Sorry, I was wrong about that. Sorry, I said that. Okay, can we go on?
Okay, so right there is when we go from 150 miles an hour down to school zone traffic. Okay, because we don't want nobody calling Fred's parole officer. Then down here in the corner is remain calm. I don't think if she knows if she's coming or going, man. She put up some crazy ass post about me one day, and I'm like, who is this woman? And I mean, what the fuck is she doing?
Okay, so
I'm not talking to this fucking psycho bitch that's up here either. Can we drop her while I'm talking to Benny, please?
Why you calling me names?
when we say we want to be professional, all of us.
I'll bring you back up in a second. I'll bring you back up.
That's Ernie's fault for bringing up the fucking Crypt Keeper. He knows better than that. Ernie, are you listening? Do you know who Remain Calm is? Woo! 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 You opened up all the cans of worms, didn't you, baby?
In a second, guys.
Now, this is the thing. What's interesting to me is that I've not came on here and told a lie one about you or Fred.
Okay, what? Okay, come on with your question, Benny. You're just going around. What is it?
No, I'm not going around.
You're just playing games, dude.
You want to hear a funny story? I see you, Blue Bella, Igu baby, Donna, just me. I would say about 6, 7, 8 months into Summer's case. Nobody said if they wanted to hear the story or not, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell it anyway. Some nutcase that follows Jody Sue Brown, because we were not getting along at the time. She was really upset about Andy reaching out to me. She had it in her mind that Andy was going to get some money to come on my show. No. Anyway, I was told that CPS was going to be called on me. Okay, at the time, I had 3 children active military. I think they were like 25, 26, and 27 at the time and didn't even have a cat. And I'm like, so why are we calling CPS on me? Okay, you go ahead. I was actually waiting for it. Let's do it. Call them up. Sons of bitches.
I'm playing games?
Come on.
You've just threatened me and insinuated I'm on.
Because
Go
you
ahead.
fucking disrespected me. You get the same energy back.
How did I disrespect you? Tell me how I disrespected you.
Bullshit, dude. I knew what you were up to the last couple of days, making posts of Fred laying down like he's getting ready to run, as if you're not insinuating or saying anything. Benny, come on.
What I said was, how does it look? Ziggy, you've taken multiple. Hold on.
Come on, Benny.
You've taken multiple pictures of this man fully.
The funny story is, one was in Kuwait and the other one was in South Korea. I'm like, and you're calling CPS on me? They're grown-ass men. And I'm such a bitch. I encouraged it. Please. I had the phone all ready for CPS to show up so we could have a good old long talk about how I treat my grown-ass children. My God, these people are nuts. It is hilarious. You know? It is hilarious. Prayer Garden said, this just makes Freddie boy even more guilty. Who thought that was a good idea? That's what I want to know. Who thought any of this was a good idea? Welcome back, Ernie.
Hey, you know how I told you that the TBI had been reaching out to my family and everything, trying to get a hold of me when all this came out. Remember I told you about that?
Yeah.
So I contacted the TBI literally just now when I got off here. And apparently that's true, but the agent that needs to talk to me is not in right now. So I gave them my new number, updated the number, and they said they'd give me a call back sometime during the day. So letting you guys know about that too as well. People, let me just say this. You know, it's a slam. It's a slam in all private investigators' faces.
He dressed with his shoes on and his coat.
When you run with bullshit, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. You see, I understand, and I told you all, every YouTuber wants to be the first to put something out, but you have to check it twice before you cut it once. Remember that. Always remember that. And you know what? You know what's sad about it is it goes back to even years ago when I said, your eyes and your ears have deceived you, and your God-given hearts will lead you. When it comes to cases like this, people, it's the facts that count. You've got to put your trust into these, you know, you put your trust in law enforcement, obviously, but there's creators out there like Brooks, like Benny, like Prayer Garden, Remain Calm, people like us. We're really there. Justin, all of us, we're there. And we're there for the cause. We're not there to put the BS out. Dolly Vision is the same way. We're there. We're all there.
Now,
So,
what makes you think Remain Calm is all there in the head? I'm just asking. Do you know her well?
I don't know. I don't know her well. I know that, you know, from what I know about her and everything. I had her up on my panel. I talked to her a little bit. I've not known her that long. Obviously, you probably know her better than I am. I could have misspoke.
I don't know her at all.
No, I don't. No, I don't. But you know, I know that people that are out there that are, you know, trying and doing these things with this Summer Wells case. And you know, I can also say, but you know, my four big main ones, you know, that I'm sticking with is obviously Benny, you, Prayer Garden, and Justin and Dolly. So there's 4 or 5 of them right there. I know that us as a team, we're who we are, and I know that for a fact.
When you talk to Dolly, tell him to unblock me from his Facebook group. He's promoted all the time in mine, and I can't even.
I'll give him a shout. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him here today. You know,
Hillbilly said there was 888 people in chat and only 268 likes.
Right.
Ooh, come on! I know there's a lot going on, but just hit that. Like.
You know, I can't wait. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Hit that like. That hype. Come on. YouTube loves it. We gotta always impress the YouTube people. The YouTube.
And remember, Lisa K's going after you tonight, so I can't wait to watch it.
I thought that was going to be last night. Would she get sick again and can't do it now?
Well, she just now posted something. It's got me, and I thought it's probably you as well on it. I don't know. I just seen it come across the screen. But look, I've been very busy. I've got this curriculum of child predators I got to teach. Hey, Brooks, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you all. Everybody, hey, if you can subscribe to my channel, it's Unlock Your Reality. I appreciate it, Brooks. Hey, it's been another good one. It's a great live you've had. It's a very informative live. And you know what? It's not done yet because you're playing this video, and it pretty much just tells the whole story. And I appreciate you guys. If Justin's in the chat still, if he'll email me at specialforcesact@gmail.com, I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Brooks. Thank you.
All right, keep it up, man. Woo! Are we on those likes yet? You know, YouTube likes it.
Put on laying in bed.
It was
multiple
cute.
times.
You saw the dogs next to it, didn't you? It was freaking cute. Do you not take a picture of Rosie and you together? That was a cute picture.
It was cute. You're right. I'm not saying it wasn't cute. It was darling. It was darling. It was darling. It was darling. No, I'm not trying to fire you up, Ziggy. I just like, so what I've seen is like a real pattern of like, even from what you like, you making me feel like a victim tonight. I ain't done nothing to you.
Okay, go on, Benny.
Well, I mean, I would kind of feel that way too. I mean, you're saying because his mom isn't around, he's doing drugs, and she's threatening to call his probation officer. Come on. That's uncalled for. Either you can answer the questions or you can't. It's really easy to say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Is anyone going to blame somebody for not knowing what's going on? Nope. If they did, they wouldn't be here. How many times I say, oh, I don't know about that. Shit, how would I know?
Stop.
I'm on drugs. You're gonna call my probation officer.
No, you're
Like, listen.
You're
No, whoa. If I wasn't here and you were just saying these things, you would be lying to these people. My mom is here. I am not on drugs. But
okay, what is the deal? What is going on?
Listen, when I tell the truth, you're gonna lie. You're gonna tell all these people. You think I would risk being on the internet if I wasn't supposed to be talking about you and Fred, Ziggy? I have no interest in violating a probation if I'm not supposed to be here for you and Fred, Ziggy.
Oh my God! Can we just
But you said that.
I'm sorry.
You are dangerous, Ziggy. You're dangerous.
See what you're doing, Benny. Can we just please?
Hey, Tiff.
Just work together for summer, please.
Can everybody?
So you want a cry closet? You want a vacuum tube? Like, Ziggy, I'm asking you. I'm asking. Okay, so they're the tough questions.
What's the tough question? There's been no questions, dude. What?
You've been screaming over top of me, and I have asked you questions.
You can't hear a question or answer one when you're manic. Now, really, it's time to take a deep breath, and maybe she needs to think that this is not the storybook marriage that she thought she was in. And I have a hard time believing that she knows all of the people in Fred's family. Am I led to believe they had some big reception for them after their wedding and that they're all on her Christmas card list? I don't know. But the low blow at Benny that just didn't sit right with me. You know, we've all had our bad days. We've all had our not so good looks. That just wasn't cool in my book because Benny's worked really hard to deal with some things. And everybody in this chat, I'm not saying like Benny, I'm not saying like Ernie, I'm not saying like anybody. We've all had our not so proud moments and things that we've had to overcome. So I just don't really think it's cool to throw it in someone's face. Okay? That's just me. I mean, if you want to throw my shit at me, have at it. I'm just going to be like, thanks for the reminder. Shit, I forgot.
Go.
Ernie, I don't know, bro. I think I'm gonna have to tap out, bro. Like this is the insanity.
On my panel, dude. You could have texted me.
I don't want to invite psychic medium stuff into my life.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Ziggy. It's real.
And that's a fair thing to say. I can't tell you how many people over the years have tried to throw those spirit boxes and tarot cards and shit in my face. And I'm like, no, stop right there. I'm too ignorant for that. I'm not as enlightened as you. Aggie Willett used to do it all the time. And I've had some others. And I'm just like, I'm just, my brain doesn't work that way. You see, I live in the physical world, as in, I believe in detective work, forensics, when they're explained to me, like you talk to a 4-year-old about, using the potty, things like that. And I don't get into that. Now, this is a big question here. I'm not looking to get anybody in trouble. I'm not going to be making any phone calls or anything. But Prayer Garden is not the only one asking this. Writing a letter in the name of a detective is impersonating law enforcement. This is a crime and one that is not taken lightly. And they're well aware of it. So what's going to happen with this? Because as we're going right now, it's nothing but screenshots. Nothing but screenshots. Who is going to see who is impersonating Pruitt? Who's going to see it? Who's going to see it and who's going to take care of it? I mean, it goes without saying, we have what I would call a weak DA in Hawkins County. Really, we really do. I mean, he even went as far as to say this. I'm going to play it twice so it absorbs in my brain.
This is a very complicated issue that has been made more complicated by the players in this drama. This is a very complicated issue that has been made more complicated by the players in this drama.
And now what's going to happen is the focus is going to be on the email and the whodunit and away from Summer again. Well, we're not going to do that. Okay. It's like we are in a classroom and there's some kids that are paying attention to the teacher and there's kids that want to act up. And I think we can figure out who's who. Because there are certain people, you ask them a question about what is currently going on, they lose their shit. And to all the people that think that all these creators don't get along, hell to the no. A lot of us work with each other and say, hey, you need to talk to this person. You would be better at it. Because I can tell you, my friends in the true crime community are true blue. I've been wrong before, but I'm telling you, I don't sit with people that play games with a little girl's disappearance.
It's real.
Okay. Well, I won't do readings on you. If you asked me not to, I wouldn't.
Okay, thank you. So my question now,
I don't know how I would handle a statement like that. Someone telling me that they're not going to use their spiritual magic on me and they're not going to do a reading on me. I don't know if I would shit a brick or if I would shit and fall back in it, or I would just absolutely die laughing. Like, please, poltergeist, don't bother me. Please, God, please don't pull out your cards on me. God, I'm begging you. Please spare me from the tarot today. Please spare me from the tarot today. Hey, Token, what's up?
Hey, beautiful Bricks. How are you doing?
How are you doing, beautiful?
Just listening to all this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm local, right?
That's right, but you've been up here before. How's it going?
All right. I just wanted to ask a couple of questions.
If I can answer,
this isn't about the email. This is just about Summer.
Okay.
Why is it that everybody gives the Wells so much credit on being so intelligent to be able to dupe the TBI and Hawkins County? That's the first question. Why do you think that is?
Your guess is as good as mine, and I think it's because we get impatient and we want microwave justice. We want DoorDash justice. And so people just assume that nothing's going on because they're not getting any information fed to them.
What if I told you that there's more out there than is being released?
Oh, I would 100% agree with you. There's no way I would deny that. This is a very complex case, and that comes straight from the DA.
Exactly. And they are being very closed mouth about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but one of the questions that you always ask that I've always wanted to answer for you is, why didn't they let Dawn and Candace search?
They did.
Well, afterwards, but not during the initial search.
Well, I'm just going to put my opinion out there, and it's basically the same. It goes with every other case. They need a parent at home in case the child wanders back home.
That's very, very, very true. But there's other reasons. So there were 5 people in the home, 5 living humans, plus God knows what animals. And then it's a very small area. And so there's lots of scent trapped in that, it's a cinder block house. It's trapped. Mm-hmm. And that scent works its way into the clothing of every person in that home. Mm-hmm. So if you send people out into a search that smell like the thing you're searching for, then they're going to false mark. They're going to false alert.
And that is another reason that was discussed in another case.
Yes,
it was
actually
asked by a reporter, are the parents allowed to search? It's a totally different case, not Summer, not Michael. And they said, not at this time, because we do not want to confuse the scents. And also, if the child comes home, they don't know what happened if a child wandered off or ran away. And if they come back home and they want the parents there.
Exactly.
It was Scotty Morris. I have a whole playlist on him where it was discussed.
I've listened to him, but I just wanted to, just put I have 2 retired search dogs, and one she's working as a therapy dog now. She got a paw injury, but I just want to tell people, everything isn't what you're looking and seeing.
Well,
One, Dawn and Candace are not geniuses.
I don't think anybody here said that. You're preaching
Right.
to the choir, girlfriend.
Well, I'm just saying, don't give somebody that's, a couple of IQ points above a moron any kind of credit on being able to throw this stuff off.
I go back to the Brian Inton interview with when Dawn was talking to Brian Inton, didn't let him up to the house, so be it. And he said Candace may have made the wrong friends. Made the wrong friends.
But you do see that in their vernacular, they toss at each other. They play off each other.
Oh, yeah.
And Dawn is a sociopath, in my opinion. He's a low IQ, unorganized narcissist. So that's my opinion. I graduate in April with my PhD, and I'll diagnose his ass. Anyways, I mean, it wouldn't be too hard, but there is a whole lot of stuff that I wish I could talk about. One, they know where Candace went that day. And the reason they know is because everybody through there has got a camera. Not on Ben Hill, but coming out of Ben Hill, there's only a couple of ways in and out of that area. 2 ways, exactly.
When Don was talking to Cher and he was all dressed up and he was at the church where he could get a signal, this was years and years and years ago. I think it was like August of 2021. He said that TBI said to him that you need to really talk to her about her timeline because her timeline is not making sense. And that's when they said, we know that she left 2 more times that day. Now we hear much, much later that she went to Fred's house. We've heard so many things.
Well, I mean, I think that Summer went missing before the time that she said. That's my opinion.
Without a doubt.
And I think that within that 3 hours,
what do you think about her going to Fred's house and shortly after sending a text to Marlena saying that Summer was missing?
Drug deals. Drug deals.
Yeah, could be.
Well, I'm up here. I don't know if you know, but my son is in recovery. And before he was in recovery, he was running hot and heavy up through there. And so I've got a little bit of insight on what's being done in the areas. Don't want to say too much. But, I don't want to get him in trouble. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on up there. And anybody that's on that road, listen, I'm just going to talk about what happens on their road. I'm going to talk about what happens on my road. You come down my road and you don't live here, everybody on here knows it. Everybody. We all know that. Who was that? Did you see that? We got like a little neighborhood app. And we're like, hey, did you see that black truck? Yeah, they stopped at so-and-so's mailbox and put something in it and they ain't the mail truck.
We just have nosy neighbors around here. And so, if there's seriously all these cameras and everything, good, so be it. But we hear all kinds of different things. And I don't know of anybody that's entitled to the information in the case file. I'm certainly not one of them. I don't like the distraction that it takes away from this beautiful little girl that actually had no chance in life.
And I think to myself, what all could a Summer been? She could have been a senator. She could have been a movie star. She could have been a professional bareback rider. She could have been doing all kinds of stuff. But instead, and you don't want to even get me into that church. Because they knew everything that was going on. Jody C. Brown talked about it. She knows what was going on up there. She didn't report it. Fred Hill, they knew what was going on over there. They didn't report it. But, everybody in the state of Tennessee is mandated to report child abuse. But they didn't. And if it was me, I actually, every time I talk to them, I'm like, please arrest them for not reporting it. But they don't want to because it's a small town and they don't want to scare people like that because it does scare people, in these small towns to think that if you don't say something, you're going to go to jail. But in the world today, the way it is, if you see something like this going on, I want people to think about Summer. I want to think about, because all the people that knew and didn't do anything. And this time, if you see something and you say something, please do something because you can make a difference in their life. You can give them a life.
Oh, absolutely. If you're allowed to. I mean, you can't kidnap a child, but I mean, you can do your due diligence and say, I think there might be something going on over there. Then
And you can document it and record it and put yourself to be seen and let them know that it's,
right.
that you're, and you can be. I tell everybody, I'm gonna stick my neck out for you, even if I don't like you. I'd die for you. I would, because I mean, if that's all I can do is defend you, I'll go down that way. Sorry about my rooster. He's randy today.
That's all right. No, I mean, it's a total mess. And I mean, we have, I mean, I don't really know of anybody that comes around here that does not want to see justice for Summer. I mean, and obviously they want her found alive and well and with a family that will protect her and keep her out of harm's way. Because as we said many times, this is not the first bad thing that's happened to Summer, but it is the worst. Wow. And I agree 100% with Chris McDonough, what he said on Josh's show the other night. He said, I'm still not leaving the hill, and I'm not either.
And I want everybody else to know that everybody in our county, we watch. Hold on, let
me finish my thought.
Yes, ma'am.
And then when she had that crazy look on her face, I mean, just when her whole face dropped, and Dr. Phil looked at her and said, this will be solved. And she just stopped in her tracks. She wasn't doing either like that, that crazy look she had. He goes, and it's going to be somebody Does that make it guilty? Not so much of her disappearance at this point, but her child rearing has a lot to be. It's a bad deal, man.
Well, I mean, the good thing is that right now, I try to find something good that comes out of everybody's situation. And out of this situation, the best thing that happened was there are no other children there to be injured or lost.
Amen. Amen. It's like Summer broke the curse.
That she did.
Summer didn't deserve that because there was plenty of adults around her. And I'll even talk about people that have passed away. Rest in peace. But you had a chance to save this little girl, and you just didn't.
And I know, and I think to myself, if that was me, I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't live with myself.
I mean, we're not talking about seeing something at the grocery store that doesn't look exactly right. We're talking about people that have direct contact with them and see it for themselves. I couldn't believe the stuff they were repeating. And I'm like, you're telling that, and you're admitting that you did nothing about it.
I know, and if you ever want to know, I would be the character of a person. That'll tell you right there.
If I was Jody Sue and I was on WJHL, I would have had my email right there open saying, and this is my case number to CPS. And they did nothing. You know why? Because she never had a case number.
She didn't care. She cared enough after it happened, but not when it was happening.
And neither did the other people. I mean, I don't want to trash the people that are here to defend themselves, but that's all there is.
It's not really trashing them. It's just a statement of facts. And it's factual. They knew. They didn't report it. It's that simple. And people need to stop putting all the crazy stuff in it and just let it be simple. Because if we leave it and let it be simple, it'll be simple to figure out. But, one of the worst things that's happened is everybody and their mamas got on the windmill and saying, oh, this happened or this happened or this happened. And, and there's no proof of any of that. And it's just, and I will tell you this, my daddy knows Sheriff Lawson very well. Mm-hmm. And I don't agree with him in a lot of stuff. But he did say that all this stuff is muddying the waters, and it's making it very hard to solve the case.
Well, he's not the only sheriff in America that has to deal with the internet, so he better just pony up, okay?
Yeah, he should, but that I'm going to tell you.
They better fuck up, because, I mean, I knew the minute I called TVI this morning and I called Hawkins County this morning, they're going to see a different area code, and they're going to instantly know. Well, maybe not TBI, but Hawkins County for sure. They're going to know for sure this is about Summer Wells. And,
as soon as I called, I was Mr. Shell was on your panel. I called Detective Pruitt's office to speak
He
with
did.
him,
He
and
did.
as soon as I picked up the phone, his secretary said, "Is this about that email?" I said, "No, I just need to talk to him. I want to verify something." So, yep.
Well, good deal. Well, I'm just really appreciative to everybody who is in here for all the right reasons. And I just hope everyone just stay positive, just stay positive. And, if you're going to simp for Dawn and Candace over here, if you want to have creator talk, I'm probably not your cup of tea. I'm probably not. Because, I really want justice for this little girl. I want her found alive and safe and with a family that will take care of her.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I ain't simping for none of them. I'm on Summer's team. I ain't on nobody else's team. That's the way it is. But if I have to pick somebody to watch, I pick you.
Well, all right, girlfriend. All right.
See you later.
All right. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.
Let's have a round of applause for Token. All right, you guys, I'm going to be back here in about an hour. If you don't mind grabbing that link right here, we're going to talk about Anna, who was killed on a Carnival cruise ship, allegedly by her stepbrother. And I'm not going to talk so much about the crime itself because there's not a lot out about it except for asphyxiation. I'm going to talk about the terrible trap she was left in, which is her nasty ass family. So you guys come back here in an hour. Please I'm going to do like a PG. Put a 1 in chat if you plan to be back here an hour. Put a 2 in chat going, yeah, not for me. I don't care. I don't care about no Carnival cruise case. Either or, we're still friends. If I miss you on the next show, Lord have mercy. I will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We have more things to discuss, my friends. And we're all here together. All right. So you guys have a great hour before I see you again. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you for being here for the right reasons. And hey, mods, don't know how you do it, but you do it and you do it well. Love you all. Thank you, new members. Thank you for the super stickers, super chats, and well, keeping this channel going. Love you guys.